Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Stylistpreneur Podcast. I am your host, Damali Fils, and today we have a very special guest, Miss Nicole. Nicole is the owner of A Distinct Image. She is a lock care specialist and a lock educator. Nicole, come on in the room, honey. Let us know about you, about your business. We want to know.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, my name is Nicole J. I am a loctician. I am a lock care specialist as well as the Healthy Lock preceptor here at A Distinct Image located in Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Nice.
And this is my humble abode.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
Thank you. It's a science themed salon. And I am also, like I said, the healthy lock preceptor. So I teach locticians. I teach them my philosophy, which
Nice.
is a ProListic Philosophy,
Mhm.
which basically takes a stance at professional products and a holistic standpoint and bring them together. I do
Nice.
everything based on science, psychology, and integrity. So me being able to teach my students as well as teach my clients is literally
Mhm.
from a space of wellness to be able to get them to their dream.
Oh, no, I love that. So, how did you go from just being a lock care specialist to also having students and teaching others what you do?
To be honest, it kind of came at the same time. I was a braider, a master braider prior
Okay.
to becoming a loctician. And with that became being a master natural hairstylist. And so being able to be in that space and teaching people exactly what it is that they think they saw versus what
Mhm.
actuality was came very heavily in the space of natural hair care. So
Mhm.
I taught people natural hair first
Okay.
and braids. And then once I niched down into doing locks, I always felt a way about people having a negative connotation when it comes to locks.
Mhm.
And so my whole mission was to debunk all of those things and to show people social show society
Mhm.
that lots can be professional, lots can be clean, lots
Very
can look,
true.
trendy, lots can be
Mhm.
creative. They are all sorts of things except for what people choose to say they are in a negative way.
And I can definitely relate to that. When I met my husband in college, he had dreadlocks. And so once he decided to enter the workforce, he cut them off.
Right.
Because I mean, this was probably 10 years ago. Back then, it wasn't considered professional. But now people are more open to it. Now people are like fighting for their rights in order to wear their hairstyles the way that they want to. So I think that's amazing that that's what you're focusing on and that you're teaching. Like, hey, this is my hair. It grew out of my head. It's professional. So I
Yes.
think that's amazing.
Thank you. I honestly think that it was professional back then. It was literally all in how you carried yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because how someone else sees you is one thing, and how you see yourself and how you carry yourself is another thing. So if I choose to wear my hair in locks and I wanted to wear it down in a low bun, it's no different than you pulling your sew-in or your wig or your naturally grown hair back into a bun. It's the same thing. It's just a different capacity.
No, I definitely agree. Now, I know you said you started out as a braider. What was the transitioning to just doing locks? Because I know a lot of people like they do a little bit of this, they do a little bit of that, but I feel like there's power in having a niche. So when did you make the decision like I'm just going to focus on locks?
Agree. So I made the decision to specifically focus on locks because during the time frame of that, it was a transitional time where people were learning more about their natural hair and they wanted to
Mm-hmm.
see it out, right?
Right.
And so they wanted to see their curl pattern. They wanted to know what texture they had. They wanted to, and so people getting braids that during that time was already slow, it slowed down even more. And
Mm,
so my thing was, okay, well, in order for me to be able to sustain a livelihood, I still have a son to
mm,
take care of who's very active in sports, very active in school. I have a lifestyle that I want to maintain. I had to figure out how to make this work. And so instead of strictly going into natural hair and braids, which there are natural braid wearers, and that stay within the natural hair realm is just
mm-hmm.
not natural. So, free natural, loose naturals, braided naturals, straight naturals, lock naturals. It's pretty much all under the same
Right.
umbrella of natural, right? And so I had to figure out by my own market research, my own environment, who still has to get their hair done on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
People will get braids for back to school, Christmas time, maybe income tax in the summertime. But what
Mm-hmm.
happens in the middle of that space? I had stopped servicing children,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing that made sense was for me to delve into the lock world and to bring forth the things that I already knew to be true and to bring
Uh-huh.
them to a forefront where I can tell people, yeah, I know that you were taught to do this, but this is what I do, and this is how
Right.
it works. This is the proof. And
Right.
so that's how I transitioned to be able to niche down into a lock hair specialist.
Okay. So something that I love that you said and that you did is that you decided to change because you saw a change happening versus stay stagnant. And I think a lot of people in the business, they're afraid to change and to alter their businesses. So by altering your business, you were able to stay in business. So
Right.
can you just give more on that as far as like not being afraid to change and being able to say, you know what, I'm gonna change this up because I have a livelihood, I have a child, I have to do this.
Well, to be honest, I'm not even gonna say don't be afraid because I was
Yeah. Oh,
scared.
I bet.
I was terrified because this is a pivot, right?
Right.
This is a very sharp pivot.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't, oh, I'm just gonna slide on over
Yeah.
here to the right. This is like, all right, boom, right turn, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't even say don't be afraid because honestly, if your dreams aren't big enough, I mean, if you're not afraid, your dreams aren't big enough. So definitely be afraid, but welcome that feeling,
Okay.
right? Welcome it so that it doesn't make you stagnant, doesn't make you complacent, it doesn't make you so fearful to the point where you don't move at all,
That's true.
right? So um I would say being able to go, I want to stop. Hold on a second.
No,
Can
you're
you tell me
fine.
what the last part of the question was? I don't want to divert into a
Oh,
whole
you're
nother
listen,
direction.
we can go everywhere as long as we're giving out some good information. I'm loving it. No, it's just as far as like a lot of people don't move forward because they are afraid for the changes that happen within the industry. And so you were just saying that, you
Yeah,
took it by the horns, you did it.
yeah. You have to do it because ultimately, what it boils down to is for one thing, everybody has their height of their career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you decide what you're gonna do with that.
Mm-hmm.
There are trends, there are fads, there, all types of things that come and go.
Mm-hmm.
We are not exempt, right?
No, no,
So
not at all.
if people realize that you are going to bow down and or lay down
Mm-hmm.
and allow the trends, allow the industry, and allow everything else to run all over you, they're going to do the same thing.
I
But if
agree.
you have confidence enough in yourself to say, okay, this is also something that I do and I enjoy doing it,
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to tap into it, right?
Yeah.
It is definitely afraid, it's terrifying to take that pivot, but if it's something you do anyway,
Yeah. Why
just
not?
delve into it, dig deep into it, see what else because of course people that make money are the people who solve problems,
That's
right?
true.
And so I realized that in my industry of locks, people, again, the negative connotations, oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, dreads. I don't even use the word dread, right?
Right.
But oh my gosh, dreads. Oh, they're dirty. Oh, they stink. Oh, they look unkempt. Oh, they,
Yeah.
I listen, I'm a dead that. I'm a dead that. I'm a dead
Yeah.
that. I'm a dead that. So what else do you have? You
Right.
gotta come, you gotta come real strong if you're gonna come this direction.
Listen, I love
So
it. I love it. So I know we were chit chatting before we even got started, and you were just talking about as far as like your education and that you've been self-taught for the most part, and you just
yeah.
recently decided to go back in and get some education. How has your journey been, the fact that you are self-taught, and why did you make the decision to get more education?
To be honest, I didn't want to.
Okay.
The only reason why I went the apprenticeship route was because I don't want to face red tape when it comes to me teaching on a higher level.
Okay.
So if I want to infiltrate the schools, if I want to infiltrate different states, if I want to infiltrate whatever
Mm-hmm.
system, I don't want the fact that, oh, you don't have even
Right.
a state license to be able to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So no, I didn't want that to be my situation. So begrudgingly,
Mm-hmm.
I went to do the apprenticeship program, but I am thankful, very, very thankful. So much gratitude to Stacey Walton, who was my on the floor instructor.
Mm-hmm.
She's also one of my friends. She understands how I learn.
Okay.
I did not want to be in a classroom full of people who decided, oh, I just want to go do hair.
Right.
Like this is way deeper for me. I've been in the industry knee deep since I was 7.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Like
Okay.
literally.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't just something I decided to just jump up and do or something that's gonna last for a couple of years for me.
Right.
This is something that I really, really, really hold near and dear to my heart. So
Mm-hmm.
much so that just recollecting on my process to be able to get here, I started braiding my sisters and my families at
Right.
7.
Okay.
By middle school, I had people lined up. By high school, actually in 8th grade, I was working under the table at hair cuttery.
Okay.
By the time I turned 18, I had a braider's license. By the time I
Okay.
hit 22, I had a business license. I was not playing.
You
So
weren't.
I'm like, okay, I, so I'm like, okay, I have to do something to be able to not catch the red tape. And that was to
Right.
be able to get their license so
Mm-hmm.
that when I go and, for instance, come into my own space, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
freelance educator, right?
Okay. Yeah.
There's no license for braiding, wrapping, locking in the state of
No.
Virginia.
Okay.
There is in Florida, but there's not one here,
Right.
right? So even with that being the case, okay, they took away my braider's license. So now what
Mm.
do I do? You have to
Right.
get more education. So I'm thankful that I was able to have a friend who already provided the service of being an educator for the apprenticeship program so that I can
Mm-hmm.
learn the way I needed to learn on my own terms, my own time, and get the information and the education that I needed. And I
Right.
did an online course for the book part, the theory part. So
Okay.
I'm thankful that I was able to take it that route. And to be honest, I wouldn't have done it any other way.
Yeah. And I mean, you can never have enough education. Like, I feel like there's
Yeah,
something new you can learn every day. The more
yeah,
you put under the belt, that raises, the knowledge that you have, the more that you can share with your clients. And,
right.
you said you had students. So can you tell us a little bit about your program and the students that you have, the classes that you're offering? I'd love to know more about that.
So my students literally come to me. They have to already be locticians. Now,
Okay.
I won't say they have to. They should,
Okay.
because the majority of what I teach is more advanced stuff, right?
Okay.
So you need to already know how to do a starter lock. You need to
Okay.
already know how to do maintenance. You need to already know how to do a couple of styles. So I can meet you where you are and advance,
Right.
right? Enhance what you already know. Now, I do have, for instance, in April, I have a client coming from Ghana who wants me to teach her from the bottom.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
totally gonna knock that out of the park, because you can't discount the fact that these are things that people need also, and you are
Mm-hmm.
very capable of doing it. So, to not
Why
offer it
not?
would be
Yeah.
that would be completely crazy. So I do that, but for the most part, my students already have a clientele. They're trying to make
Okay.
business better. They're trying to hone in on my philosophy because they see my page and they're like, so you don't use any locking
Right.
product, none. And it's like, no, let me tell you how. And this is how we do
Exactly.
it, right? And so I split everything up by classes. So I have the lock class 101, which is the beginners, the
Okay.
lock class 102, and lock is an acronym for level cultivation. So
Love
the lock
it.
class 102. I have a wellness at work course where I'm teaching you how to take care of yourself as a stylist while you are working.
Okay.
I have a braiding foundation class. I have the only shampoo class you'll ever need because ultimately, again, going back to those negative connotations, oh, they're dirty, they're
Yeah.
unkept, they smell. You need to know how to clean this foundation so we don't have
Right.
any of those issues. I offer an array of different classes that solve a problem for my
Okay.
students to be able to hone in on. For the most part, right now, I won't even say for the most part, I do in person and I do like virtual classes, but I am
Mm-hmm.
working towards being able to have online courses available for the people who don't necessarily have the time, space,
Right.
or travel to be able to come in person or the time to do it via virtual.
I think that would be awesome. Now, I know a lot of, which I think is amazing that, beauticians are creating classes because what that does is just create another stream of income for you. So, for any other stylists or locticians that are looking to create these classes, what are some things that help you to create these classes that you have?
Document your
Document.
process. Literally look at what you do. How do
Mm-hmm.
you greet your people when they come into the salon? How do you get them prepared for whatever it is you're about to do to them?
Mm-hmm.
What is your booking system? I also have consults for clients. I have that
Mm-hmm.
course too. Teach you how to have an effective consultation so that they are guaranteed, just
Right. So
about
they're
guaranteed,
happy.
going to book you for the service, right?
Nice.
Um, how do you service your clients? For instance, in my space, normally there's lo-fi music playing or some type of uh music to where it's going to evoke your frequencies of your body. Again, this is a
Mm-hmm.
science thing lab
Right.
salon, so everything science is here. From the smells, I literally try to, or not try, I literally make an intention to evoke all of your senses, all five senses. So you
That's
can
nice.
smell eucalyptus or lemongrass when you come inside. You can
Okay.
see how neat and well maintenance and open and airy this space is. You can see, like for instance, you can see the word right there. It says gems. Those are my like my periodic tables, if you will.
Okay.
So they have atomic numbers and all of those things. But the word GEM stands for gradual elevation, mirror success. And then the elements on the walls, they tell a story going all the way around.
Nice.
So essentially it's gems and gents are made from dopamine and serotonin that are created from estrogen and testosterone. Over on the wall it's a sign that says a distinct image. So that creates a distinct image. And then in the back there's an element of oxytocin, which is the love
Mm-hmm.
hormone. So it literally, you can come in and you see, and then
Yeah,
you
you feel
smell, and
it.
then there's a tea bar over here for you to have the tea, herbal teas, loose leaf herbal teas to complement your service or to calm you down or
Mm-hmm.
to give you something to smell or to taste. um you have the iPad that you can look at. Like there are so many different things
Yeah.
that are so intentional in this space
Mm-hmm.
so that you can just come and just be.
Oh, you
Just
you
come
make me
and
want to
be.
come.
Listen, everybody's favorite portion is the bathroom. The bathroom is called the
Yeah.
affirmation lavatory. And so
Oh.
I feel like the bathroom holds so many of our secrets, so many of our wins, so many of our
Mm-hmm.
losses, so much of everything, so many tears, so many, yes, girl, like they hold so much of it. So if you ever feel away, you are instructed to come in to come use the bathroom anyway.
Oh,
Go wash
nice.
your hands. So when you
Mm-hmm.
come in, if you feel any type of way other than what you want to feel like, you can look along the wall. They're laced with affirmation.
Oh, I
And
love
you
that.
go in and you get it out. And then
Yeah.
you read one or all of them and you come back out with a
And
new,
just feeling better.
mindset. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And
So
that's
very
important
important.
because when people are going to get their hair done, it's a luxury for them. It's getting away
Mhm.
from their family, getting away from their job. It's a place where they want to feel good and walk out looking good. And it sounds like you
Literally.
definitely created a space that allows people to feel good and look good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, can you tell us, like, I know you say you've been doing this since you were 7. But what has your journey been like since you've owned your salon? Like as far as getting started, as far as like all the business stuff, because we have a lot of stylists that want to own a salon and they don't know where to get started. They don't know how to maintain these businesses. And so I just really want to be able to help them and, whatever advice you can give.
Okay, so I would say get you a team,
A
right?
team. Mm-hmm.
After you have mastered or at least almost mastered your skill, get you a
Mm-hmm.
team. Okay. And
Okay.
that team is going to consist of an accountant,
Mm-hmm.
a financial advisor,
Mm-hmm.
a business lawyer,
Okay.
um, a personal lawyer, um, and a support system.
Okay.
People who, when you are feeling at your lowest,
Mm.
can either provide you with oral support or actionable steps to bring you back up.
Okay. That's good.
That would be, listen, that would be key,
Yeah.
to be able to even think about. Because before you even get there, do you have those resources? Because if you
Right.
do not, you're going to find yourself having to find those resources
Mm-hmm.
before, like basically working backwards. So
Right.
get those resources first and then take yourself forward, because
Yeah.
your accountant can help you with, your LLCs and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, or your S corp, understanding the differences and what they do. Your business lawyer is going to be able to tell you about your legal jargon, how to have
Mm-hmm.
your, for instance, if you have a appointment page set up, what verbiage you can use that's legal
Right.
in the state of Virginia, or whatever state you're
Mm-hmm.
in. Your financial advisor is going to be able to help you put things together for your life savings or your
Right.
life insurance, your retirement funds, your IRAs, and things of that nature. Um, of course, your support system is going to be able to do the things that we
Right.
spoke
To
about
push you
seconds
forward.
ago. So it's super important. And then you have the skill. You just have to also be willing to open your mind up and open
Mm.
your pockets up, because they're not
Right.
free. They're not free.
No, no, that's great
So
advice.
open your mind and open your pockets to be able to bring in a team to be able to help you. Because like right now, it's just me, right?
Yeah.
But it's so much easier for me to bring in another person, um, after I have all of those things set,
Right.
well before I even came to the space, because that's one of the places, that's one of the goals you'll have once you put your team
Mm-hmm.
together. Like, listen, this
Right.
is what I want to be able to do. What does it take for me to be able to get there? And
Right.
so this was one of my goals,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are.
No, it's amazing. I think so many people go into it trying to do it by themselves and
Mm-hmm.
realizing like I need support. I need help.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think and actually my husband's a financial advisor. So that's definitely one of the things you need, because you're making money. Now you need to manage it. Now you need to be able to have a savings. Now you need to be able to run the business. And if you don't have these key components in place, then you're lost. Then you're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and
yes.
getting nowhere. But like you said, if
Nowhere
you have that,
fast.
exactly, and that's not the goal. And I think a lot of people, especially with social media, they want to be celebrities overnight. They
So
don't want to
bad.
take the time. They don't want to plan. And it
No.
sounds like you have taken the time out to make sure everything, you're dotting all your I's,
You
crossing all
just
your
have
T's.
to. You just have to. Because if you
Right.
don't, you're gonna have to go back, and I know this because I also started that part of it late in the game. Again, I was
Mm-hmm.
7 when I started,
Yeah.
right? I was a preteen when I started working in the salons. I didn't know anything about a financial advisor. Like,
Yeah.
I literally thought that you turned 62 or 65 and they
Right.
automatically sent you a check for
Yeah.
retirement. That's literally what I thought, right? And so when my financial advisor and my accountant is like, yeah, no, that's actually not
Yeah.
the way that works. As an entrepreneur, you have to put that money up yourself.
Yeah.
So I started late, right? But I started, and I just
Right.
started being that I felt like I started late, I just got aggressive with the savings. So
Mm,
right now I'm saving moderately aggressive, if you will.
nice.
Because I don't plan to be on my feet in my
Right.
70s, right? Like, I just don't. I honestly don't plan to be on my feet in my 50s. So I know that I have to make certain sacrifices. I might not be able to go to Santorini this year. I might have to wait a couple of years,
Yeah, hey, that's
but
okay.
I'll go after
Mm-hmm.
my business is taken care of.
Right. No, I think that's awesome. So I usually ask all my guests, like, what's your stylistpreneur power? As far as like, is it working with the clients, the education that you have, the philosophy that you have? Like, what's the one thing that just makes you stand apart?
I feel like what makes me stand apart, my stylistpreneur power, is that I legit get to just be myself.
That's
And
beautiful.
that includes, I have a psychology background, right?
Okay.
So that's what I went to college for. So I bring that aspect. I bring the natural love of science
Mm-hmm.
to what I do, right? So ultimately, that is mental wellness, physical, all of the things to one standpoint. And I literally get to create a community specifically of
Mm-hmm.
people who are made for me.
Yeah, you're able to be
And that's it's
authentic.
very, yes, completely authentic. And I love every bit of it. I love my gems and gems, my students. As I call them techs.
Yeah.
My social media platforms, everybody's a tech. So I really, that's what I feel like is my superpower. I literally just get to show up authentically as
Yeah.
myself, literally as myself, and get to show people like, yeah, I know that, this is what
Mm-hmm.
you learn, but this is what we do here, and it works.
Mm-hmm. And I can feel that just from talking to you, getting to know your business. I can feel everything about you in your space, from you describing it, from you telling me about your philosophy. So I think that's beautiful. And I think more people need to adapt that. Just be yourself.
Just
And
be,
you will attract the people, you will attract your people.
mhm,
Yeah.
literally.
So I thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on the show today. Now, I want to make sure all my stylistpreneurs can follow you. Where can we keep in contact with you?
Great. So on Instagram, I am at A Distinct Image.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's ADI by Nicole J. And I want to say TikTok as well, ADI by Nicole J. I
Okay.
don't have a YouTube, but maybe one
Maybe
day.
not yet.
And then my website is right. And then my website is adistinctimage.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, I won't hold you. I thank you so much for sharing your expertise, your story, and I know it's going to help somebody else.
Hopefully, I really would appreciate that. And I want to thank you also for sharing your space with me, to be able to allow me to come and talk to your audience about my little corner
Oh,
of
no,
the
I love
industry.
it.
And I appreciate it. Thank you. Much gratitude.
Thank you, Nicole. Have an awesome day.
Thank you.